Elephantine. Elephantine was an essential defense city for ancient Egypt. Translated into Country of Elephants, Elephantine was located on the border between Egypt and Nubia and was known as a trading site and a site of defense against Nubia. An island in the middle of the Nile, Elephantine was most often associated with water gods and flooding, especially Khnum. Crocodilopolis. Crocodilopolis, much like Nut, worshipped the god Sobek. Sobek, as we previously mentioned, was the god of crocodiles, giving Crocodilopolis its name. Like Abydos, it was also one of the oldest ancient Egyptian cities, with its history being traced all the way back to around 4000 BC. Located at the modern-day city of Fayum in Middle Egypt, in one of the most fertile regions in Egypt, Crocodilopolis was known for its agriculture, in which it grew plants such as corn, flowers, and olives. This fertility led many Egyptians to turn to worship Sobek in return for plenteous rewards. Memphis. The ancient city of Memphis is historically known as Egypt's first official capital. It was the capital between 2950 before Christ and 2180 before Christ, and was known as one of the primary centers of worship in Egypt at the time. The gods Ptah, the creator, Sekhmet, his wife, and Nefertum, his son, were worshipped heavily there. Some historians even estimate that at this time, Memphis was the largest city in the world. Located about 15 miles, 24 kilometers, south of Cairo, the ancient capital started to decline around the 15th to the 11th century before Christ. It was made a second capital, with Thebes becoming the primary capital, until eventually becoming fully abandoned with the rise of Alexandria in 332 before Christ. Today, it is mostly destroyed except for the remaining ruins of an alabaster sphinx and a statue of Ramesses II. Janet. Janet, also known as Tanis, was a city located in Lower Egypt during the late New Kingdom. Though it is not as old as the other ancient Egyptian cities, it was still a major part of the 21st and 22nd dynasties of Egypt. It served as the royal home for these dynasties at this time and had major construction done in honor of the god Amun, then called Amun-Ra, god of the sun and air. Janet was eventually abandoned during Rome's reign over Egypt, but archaeological work in the late 1800s revealed many artifacts from the ancient city. These artifacts, which included ancient artworks, gave historians greater insight into the city than they had previously. Alexandria. Alexandria is arguably the most well-known city in Egypt. It was the capital of Egypt between 332 before Christ and 641 AD, after Alexander the Great conquered Egypt. Alexander the Great's generals established the Ptolemy dynasty, which soon made Alexandria the intellectual center of the world. Alexandria also became known for the world's largest library, the Library of Alexandria, later burned by Julius Caesar, and the Lighthouse of Alexandria, which was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. The lighthouse was the tallest man-made structure of its time, but it was unfortunately destroyed by a series of earthquakes between the 10th and 14th centuries AD. Alexandria was known as a city of progression and technological innovation. The Lighthouse of Alexandria was originally built as an initiative to foster a conducive environment for trade and other business in the city. Now, it is still the second largest city in Egypt and is known for the catacombs of Qam el-Shokhafa, one of the largest and most important burial sites in Egypt.